game.
All right.
Don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that. It looks super cool.
It is. It is. Haven't done too much with it, but um, yeah, it's been good. Yeah, finally got to build a new computer. So I had the graphics card and all the other stuff to handle it finally.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sold on VR at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, not as like the be all end all yet, but it's like I'm in. They bought me in.
Yeah,
So
it's yeah, the for certain games it seems like it's really good. In theory, when I first launched up the War Thunder and
yeah,
launched it in VR mode, I'm just like, no, I'm not dealing this game in VR mode. It's mostly because I think it works better as a third person game.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But the games that I really want to play in VR are some driving sims and like Elite Dangerous or Star Citizen. I mean, I own Star Citizen. I've still never played it, but it actually installed properly and launched, so I could play it. I just haven't gotten to it. But like, I spent 2 years being unable to play a game I had bought into because reasons I don't know why. We never could figure it out. Not even customer support could help.
Mm.
Like, I've got a thing from them that says that if it that I could get a refund at any time, even though it's like way past my paid in, because it just didn't work. And I was like, no, I'll give it some more time. Like, this is guaranteed for forever.
Hmm.
I mean, if I was a real douche, I'd play it, enjoy it, and then refund it, but I'm not going to do that.
No.
Alright, so I've got a set to planes. I very much would like to play some planes, but we can do
I
both.
have I have planes. I'm right now in like the high three range.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I have this is I can get up to four. It looks like.
Oh, I'm looking at my planes trying to figure out what all my stuff is. Let's see, because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Aviation. Let's see. I'm very much in the high threes. I've got, it looks like one or two 4.0s.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
we're
yeah.
roughly the same.
Let's see here.
Alright, let's see what I'm researching right now. Hey, I could buy that. I'm going to.
It says I have a more qualified crew, but won't. Huh. Just trying to figure. It's been such a long time.
It's been such a long time. I already sent a message. Get World of Warships in here in a couple of weeks. I haven't played that in over a year. Probably am real bad at it.
Oh, it would help if I did this. Arcade air battles. Okay. There. Have more qualified.
Oh, good lord. My mom's texting me. She's hooked on Game of Thrones.
Ah,
She's read the books, but she's never really watched the TV shows. Or the TV show. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing to see all of this. It looks even better than I imagined. I was like, yep. Because I've seen the show, and I've only read a couple of the books. I want to read all of the books, but who the fuck has time for that? They're like 8,000 pages long a piece.
the only way I could do it is with my Audible subscription.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like anything fiction related, I have to do Audible. And especially something that long.
yeah. If I ever whittle my podcast list down, I'll get the audiobooks and listen to them. But I have like, I don't know, 1,000 episodes of podcasts to listen to. And I'm not joking. I probably have 1,000. Actually, I might have more than that because I just found a couple of new podcasts to subscribe to that Rage turned me on to.
Okay. Yeah, there's some podcasts I don't even bother with the catching up on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only ones I really caught up to is Ghost Shark got me on some podcasts that are Let's Plays of the Star Wars RPG system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really a podcast. It's more of just like a episodic story type of thing.
Right.
So going back kind of makes sense.
Are you ready? Or do you need more time?
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah. I don't always go back and re-listen to old podcasts, like their history, but there are some that I do. And these podcasts that Rage turned me on to, I think I want to. I mean, they're just... Actually, I'll probably go and pick the ones that I want the best. They're like debate-style podcasts, whether they're just discussing topics. Let's see. I gotta remember how to
I
play.
have to remember.
Fire rockets. Nope, not like that. Oh, I targeted something. That's a start.
How did you target something?
X. Press
There,
X.
thanks. No, that's... This is like one of the few games that WASD actually pitches you as opposed to throttle up, throttle down.
Yeah, I don't have my control set up like that at all.
I'm gonna have to change mine.
I've got a custom... I mean, I did a custom setup. But I can't remember what any of the buttons do.
F does flaps, G does gear.
Yep, I got that. I got those so far. I can't figure out how to launch my rockets. Maybe it's R.
Control or Alt?
Nope. And my gun's jammed. I'm gonna get shot down. Alright, spacebar's bombs. So I got that figured out. Let's just look at my controls now that I'm dead. Four or mouse button 5. Alright. I guess I put them on mouse button 5.
As one does.
Oh, duh. This plane doesn't have rockets. I'm pushing mouse button 5. It's like, why are my rockets shooting? Bam. Cannon jam? No, it's out of ammo. I'm going down. What if I crash land? Nope, I got killed. Yep. There we go, that's better. I turned the volume up because it was too quiet, but now it's too loud. So what have you been up to here lately? I haven't,
Last few weekends just been busy. Doing
Yeah, I
all
hear that.
kind of fun things like had to walk somebody through doing a format install of a switch stack at a remote site on a Friday night.
Fun.
Yeah. That's one of those. Yeah. One of those. Actually went fine, but
Oh, I got my wings shut off. That's nice. Yeah, I definitely hear being busy. Actually, this past week was the first week that we haven't been doing stuff like every day since we moved. We just were like, yeah, we've got enough shit done. Let's just take a break.
how's the new house?
It's great. We love it. We've got a lot more room than before. I mean, the square footage isn't all that different. Our old house was like 11 or 1200 square feet, and this one's right at 1400. But
Okay.
there's more rooms, and the way the house is laid out, we have more like effective living space.
Sure.
Plus, having an office, like, I almost never leave my office. Unless I'm doing something with Katie or King. I'm in here all the time. I get so much shit done now. Like, I've got so many projects I've wanted to work on for forever, but when your office is in the living room, you can't really do that regularly. So,
I mean, just because it's not even that people want to distract you, but just if you're in the middle of everybody else, you'll get distracted.
yeah. Plus, it's hard to record and do stuff like that whenever people are around. Because, I mean, I'm not the only one who lives there, you know, I have to think about
Yeah.
the wife and the kid, so. Oh, dang it. I've been really enjoying it, though. It's been nice. Plus, I'm way closer to work now. I mean, I'm on the road a lot for my job now, but on the days when I'm just in the office, it's not even a 5-minute drive. It's great. Being on the road's not bad either. Listen to a lot of podcasts, and my gas is paid for as part of my job, so on those days, I just kind of hang out. Putting together a list of games that we can all play that are a bit more varied than what we have in the past, especially with the Steam sale coming up. Got any suggestions or favorites?
And the one game, it is expensive, but a lot of people have it. I just picked it up. Is GTA 5.
Yeah, that was what Jim suggested, like, immediately, was GTA 5. I told him it was the #1 game on my list. I think I'm going to pick it up this Steam sale. Like, I usually always buy one game that's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
I think GTA is going to be that one for this go-around.
Oh, if you get that on the sale, I'm not saying it's worth the price onto itself. It's just the number of people who play.
Yeah.
It is a much better game to play when you know the crew you're running with, as opposed to a bunch of randoms.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I put a couple of the Civ games on there too. But put Call of Duty Black Ops on there because several of us already have Black Ops 1.
I might pick up one of the Call of Duty games. I just finally got a computer that's not 6 years old anymore.
What's your system now?
It's Intel with it's an i7 4 gigahertz quad core.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know all the and all the.
Right, how I could say mine's an i7 4790K.
And then I got an NVIDIA, I think it's the 1070.
Okay. Good
Yeah.
graphics card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted a 1070 or a 1080, but I didn't have the money when I upgraded my system, so I just went with the RX 480.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a badass graphics card too.
Yeah, I got a nice bonus at work, plus the condo I live in. Originally didn't qualify for the HARP stuff, the refinancing stuff that came out.
Yeah.
But the revised stuff it did, and I just finished that right before it. I guess the program ends in September. Not that it matters for you, because I doubt that whatever you just got would qualify. It's too new. But I was able to go reduce my interest rate from 5 and change down to 3.5.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think our interest rate is locked at like 4.2% or something like that. It's pretty
Nice.
low. Pretty low. And we got it fixed rate. But anyways, so do you own your condo?
Well, the bank
Or
owns the condo. I'm
yeah.
in the process of buying it, but yeah,
Okay. Cool.
yeah. So anyway, between all of that, I got some cash
Nice.
and spent that on a computer.
An excellent purchase.
Yeah. I mean, I did a graphics card upgrade, so stuff was playable, but the processor was still an i5 from 2011. So
Yeah, that was the same model line that I was running with my i5. It was okay, but it definitely was starting to show its age.
yeah,
That's why I went with upgraded to the i7.
yeah. The thing that made me realize just how much more powerful it is I play some online chess, and I like to analyze the games afterwards.
Yeah.
And I do it on local CPU, and it is just so much faster now. Than it was before.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's probably not the number one reason I got the new processor, but just like something to show just how much better it is.
Yeah. I went through a period like that when I upgraded mine. Like, I was doing all kinds of stuff and timing it. Like, whoa, this is so much faster than before. I mean, it still is, but that newness kind of wore off. So did you, like, completely build a new computer, or did you just upgrade your processor and your graphics card?
Completely. My old computer's sitting on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, from the case on down. I like doing it that way because there's always like 2 or 3 things that pop up, and so I was able to do it over the course of a few nights.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you try to upgrade the current one, it's almost like you have to get upgraded because till the new one is built, you don't have a computer.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been building a home server machine. I've tweeted about it a few times, like the huge stack of hard drives I was going through and everything. And it's just been sitting over here to the side. I work on it, a little here, a little there. That's nice, because I've only ever had really one computer that was worth a damn. And now I've got 2 that are pretty good. And then I'm building this server machine. But it's nice to not be like, well, if I mess this up, or if this is broken, or if I don't get this done, I can't use my computer.
Yeah. And the other thing was, like, by the time I did everything between new case and new power supply were like the only 2 things that I could in theory carry over that I didn't have to buy.
Yeah.
So unless I wanted to do, the hard drives I got from a 3.0 to a 6.0 SATA.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's another one of those things that you just don't realize. It's like, why does my games take forever to load?
You know what? I'm not sure what is version the right word, which one of SATA I've actually got in this machine. When did the SATA 6 standard come out?
Don't know. I just knew it was available.
I know the server machine that I'm building is 3. And I know my work PC. Oh shit! I just knocked over my water bottle. I know my work PC is also 3, but I don't know what my gaming rig is.
See. So it's SATA 3.0. Uh, I mean, officially ratified in 2008, 2009. Of course, you're dealing with the delta between when it gets ratified and then when it becomes prevalent in the marketplace.
Okay, well then I'm probably on SATA 3.0 in my gaming rig too, because I built that machine initially in 2014. I've been upgrading it ever since. Next year, or maybe the next year, it'll be time for a completely new machine, top to bottom. I don't know.
So,
Let's see how well the 480 is still holding out. Since I mostly, since I entirely game in 1080p, it's not. It'll probably last a little bit longer than if I was trying to go 1440 or 4K.
I don't know where you would actually find it. Yeah, I built a RAID. I just mirrored the disks. So it abstracts away some of the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a weird, probably shouldn't do this, cobbled together RAID in this server machine that I built. I've got two 1 terabyte hard drives that, 2 terabytes of storage space on, and then like I'm using like an array of like 256 gigabyte drives to mirror those for a RAID. That's definitely not the best way to do it, because if a drive goes down, I will lose a portion of my data. But it's like, I don't have a ton of money to spend on this right now. I'm just kind of like putting it together with spare parts and like liquidation sales. There was a Radio Shack that went out of business in town the week that we moved in. So I went by and I picked up all of their workstation machines and pulled all the drives out of them.
Nice.
And then I bought, I don't know what it's called. It's an external like hard drive thing. It plugs in via USB, and I can just stick a hard drive right in it. And so I use that to check all the drives and format them all and get them all ready before I shove them in the server machine. But it's like, that's what I got, so that's what I'm going to do. And in a couple of years, if it doesn't die on me, I'll fix it up proper.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw that you were ready.
Oh,
Yeah, one of my new neighbors was talking to me. He was like, yeah, I like to work on cars all the time. Like, this house doesn't have a garage. He's like, I couldn't buy a house without a garage. I was like, yeah, well, I work on computers like how you work on cars, so I don't need a garage. I need an office.
Oh.
I've been staring at eBay, just like, I want to buy all of these parts and just like create some weird things. I want to build a machine for Linux, start messing around on Linux a little bit. I want to build a Hackintosh just for fun.
Yeah, one thing you can do with Linux is Oracle still supports it to some level. I forget the name of it, but Sun came up with a open hypervisor platform that can basically allow you to run virtual machines,
Nice.
and it's slower. It's really slow for a VM environment. But in terms of like, if you just wanted to install like Debian or Mint or whatever your particular flavor of Linux, and it works pretty well. Just to get a feel for it,
Yeah.
I went do gaming on it. But it does at least allow you to do what's it called?
I don't know what you're going for. Otherwise, I'd help you out.
It does allow you just to play around.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I just want to play around.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to do this in high school all the time. Like, this was one of my hobbies. Just building junk PCs and messing around with them and seeing what I could do. But I haven't had time or money to do that in the last few years. And now I'm getting both.
So the new job, is it just more money, or is it give you some other benefits as well, or
Yes. It's more money.
all of the above?
Yeah. Yeah, before I was making about $20,000 a year, which is really shitty, but I mean, I was fresh out of graduate school when I got the job, and I mean, the money then was better, and just it was a weird market for, I mean, therapy is a weird market to be in, and
Sure.
we just weren't in a position to move somewhere where that I could work somewhere else or do my own private practice. So it was like that was all I had for a while. So it's more money and more benefits, and just in general a better environment overall. I'm making 35,000. I don't remember exactly what it works out to because of like a couple of the benefits packages that pay out in cash, but plus I get things like gas paid for as part of my job and better insurance, stuff like that. Plus less of a commute because I'm closer to work, and because I used to have to drive a half an hour to the old clinic at the university.
Yeah. And sometimes the commute thing is more than just the cost of the commute. It's just the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like I was losing so much time every day.
That is like my major thing about the job I have right now that I hate. It is a super long commute when I have to go up to the manufacturing facility.
How long is super long?
It's an hour and a half plus.
Oh, that's rough.
You know Boston some, right?
Yeah.
Do you know 128?
I think so.
It's the highway that loops around Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have to go from one end of that to basically the other end of it.
Fun times. And when I say fun, I mean terrible times.
Yeah.
How often do you have to do that?
3-4 times a week.
Ooh. Yeah, if it was just like every once in a while, that wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, if it was like 3-4 times a month, I would be like, yeah, deal with it, and you would do something like wake up early, drive up, do a 12-hour day, and then like leave early the Friday after.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm getting, I guess, loaned out. One of the guys at another office is in the Army Reserve, and he's going to do like their yearly month-long training. And so I'm gonna, like, it's just one day a week. I'm gonna have to drive about an hour, and I said I'm not looking forward to it. Like, oh my gosh. But I keep telling myself, like, it's just one day. You don't have to do this all the time, or one day a week for the whole month of June. But yeah, I'm not even looking forward to an hour commute.
And of course, you can imagine Boston traffic, and that hour and a half can escalate fairly quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, traffic doesn't really get too bad around middle of nowhere, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's
You know, I don't think you've ever talked about your job before. What is it exactly you do? I get the sense that you're like doing some kind of IT or engineering related work.
Yeah, it's network engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if is I enjoy it a lot, but it gets really technical really quickly, and it's just one of those things I try not to talk about too much because it would just bore most people to death.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, so it's you know computer networking. Of course, that's the whole IT world is becoming more and more converged. So I have a feeling it's going to be more infrastructure management going forward.
What exactly do you mean when you say that, infrastructure management? Like, I understand those words, but...
Okay, so network is part of infrastructure.
Right.
Storage, compute, network. Compute, network. I'm blanking on something else. Forms overall infrastructure.
Okay.
And then what's happening, especially with all the cloud stuff, is that like instead of building a network and then having computers plug into the network, it's more you developing a whole converged infrastructure management platform. I mean, infrastructure platform where where everything, it's basically you don't think about it as separate identities. You just think of it as, here's your whole, you need to add infrastructure, this is a kit, as opposed to the network part and the storage part, the VM part, the compute part.
So instead of there being like a whole bunch of separate stuff, it's all becoming one singular environment?
Yeah. So the real reason that it's happening is what's going on is the applications folks, instead of setting up what's called monolithic applications, where it's like I'm going to set up my SQL database, and all the transactions hit the SQL database. So even if we virtualize the database environment, once it's spun up, it sits there. What's happening is the applications, instead of doing that, is okay, you want to do a transaction, we spin up an application to deal with that one transaction. That transaction's gone. We spin the whole application offline. So instead of dealing with, 20, 30 servers, you're talking about dealing with 200, 300 application instances, and there's various things. Some people prefer serverless, other people prefer containers. But yeah, it's more of a just abstract away all of the everything, and you kind of just do an API call. Boom. Do whatever you have to do on the compute side, and it returns it and tears down everything that it was using.
So what's the benefit to that versus a traditional system? Is it like a cost saving or an energy saving thing? You've got less servers running at once, or
no,
ease of use?
Ease of use.
Okay.
It's ease of use.
So what's up, guys?
Hey, Jimmy Jam. Just hanging out, shooting down planes, and I'm learning about network infrastructure.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, Cube, I was going to say, one of my buddies from work was all gung-ho about Bridge Crew, so we'll probably end up picking it up sometime this weekend if you're interested in playing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm free this weekend.
Yeah, I've got some stuff going on, so I'm not sure how much time I'll have, but perhaps.
Yeah,
in the holes.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to spend
because I got the
2 hours this weekend dealing with.
Yeah, I got the aquarium on Sunday. We're diving there like every Sunday, and then Saturday we're talking about doing our Memorial Day barbecue with the family since the whole rest of the family was sick last weekend.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Both on the sickness and then actual fun on the barbecue.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Jim, do you want to come play?
I don't have War Thunder installed on my computer right now.
Okay. I mean,
so I may or may not. I'm not like super gung-ho about War Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm putting together that list. Did you see my response to your tweet that Grand Theft Auto 5 was the first thing I put on my list? Before, I even asked. Yeah. I've got like 10 or 12 games on there so far.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully some of them are on sale.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going kind of shotgun effect. Or shotgun pattern, just hoping to get a big list, and then there's some good games on sale that some of you got, or that you guys pick up.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the question of the week about the overrated classic games, and it's interesting because I definitely don't agree with Kyle on Halo. Like Kyle. That game.
You mean Rage?
That game was Kyle.
Oh, what did Kyle say about Halo? I didn't see his response.
Said he was the first one to reply. He said, "Halo Combat Evolved. I think the game is a fairly bland shooter, which is only really classic due to changing the FPS genre staples." I'm like, well, yeah, dude. The fuck else can it be? You know?
Yeah.
But I think Chemist? I guess that. Half-Life 2. Yeah, he fucking nailed that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Half-Life 2 is... Don't get me wrong. I bought it when it first came out. That's the reason I have a Steam account. And it was a good game. But it does not deserve even 3% of the hype it gets online.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was a little bit late to the Half-Life party.
I mean, I'd played the first one, like, years later. Actually, it might have been when I bought Half-Life 2, I got Half-Life 1 Source.
Yeah, I think you came with it.
Yeah, it was a little weird playing that, because, like, most of the graphics looked Half-Life 1, but then, like, the water effects were like super gorgeous, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck? Because it was like taking like a game that was like a good 5 or 10 years later and like splicing in like only a few assets. So like everything else was like low poly, low def textures, like kind of looked sort of crappy. And then there was just like that one thing, like water was really, really good looking. It's very out of place.
Cube, are you ready?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But that game definitely super overrated. I would say that all the Mario games are super overrated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Actually, most of all those classic games. I mean, fucking Donkey Kong's terrible. Like, what the fuck, people? You know, pretty much anything that you can like run on those old NES and Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis emulators, like all of those games were awful.
Yeah, it's that whole fondly remembering, you know, it's the whole nostalgia thing. I mean, there are some good games still, like, that I think are good for SNES and NES, but it's like, they're not that good.
Oh, I just found one.
I mean, I remember like years ago, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, I downloaded like some of those emulators and I was like, oh yeah, I can play Super Mario World and all these games I never played but always kind of wanted to.
Yeah.
And as I started playing through it, and like I got to the point where it was like, you know, that Super Mario frustration of like, you know, the game was just like pulling cheap tricks and like terribly hard jumping, platforming for no reason things to get you killed.
Yeah, those games are fake hard so that they'll last longer. And
so, and this was a game or an emulator that I had where I had bound one of the buttons on my DualShock 2 controller to the rewind function, which was really slick. Like, you could rewind the emulator like a VCR and then just continue playing from any point.
Nice.
It was great, except for the fact that you end up rewinding too far half the time. And then you're like, God damn it, now I have to do that extra jump again that was really hard. And I came to the conclusion that these games are not fun. Like, it just dawned on me that they are, you know, they are all tease and no reward. Like, they look like they should be really, really fun to play, and they're not.
Yeah. A lot of the older games that I like a lot and are fun are not those sorts of games. Like, I remember for Super Nintendo, there was the Battleship game. And I mean, it had a traditional, like, Battleship board game mode, but it also had, like, a strategy mode where that you could complete missions and stuff. And that was a lot of fun, because it was more about the strategy of it and not Twitch, you know, pixel perfect gameplay.
Yeah. You know, and it makes sense that, like, back in the day, if you have a game that you could beat in, like, 5 or 10 hours, you know, if they didn't make it really hard, you'd say, okay, yeah, you want to make it, like, stupidly, punishingly hard so that you have to, like, spend months training your reflexes so you could ever beat the game. But, like, for instance, you know, back in the day, I played Super Mario 3 a reasonable amount. I was always kind of a social gamer back then. Like, I never wanted to play video games on my own. It was always something to do with my sister or friends.
Yeah.
And so I didn't just sit there playing the game. Like, that wouldn't interest me back then. And it was very rare for me to be able to make it out of World 1 in Super Mario Brothers 3. It was just like, yep. And the only way to get, like, reasonably far in the game is to use the whistle cheats.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where you're just like, yeah, you look back and you realize that all those old games were terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like going back and, like, watching Thundercats again. You're like, oh man, it's just going to ruin your memories.
I love going back and watching old Thundercats. But I mean, I love cheesy, stupid stuff, so it's like, this is so bad, it's good.
Yeah, but I remember it, like, being good and watchable and decent. And then watching it and being like, oh my god, really? Like, I mean, it looks like it was created by some kind of mentally handicapped autistic person.
Isn't autism a mental handicap?
I wouldn't necessarily classify it. I mean, I suppose you could, but you know, it's one of those things. I mean, obviously there's the whole autism spectrum disorder, and you know, you can be anywhere in there, but you know, it does incur certain advantages. So I think it's more of a different state of experiencing life and relationships, not necessarily like, oh, this is just all bad.
Having autism? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay.
not having Thundercats. Although that would be a cool name for a cat breed.
Thundercat?
These are Thundercats. Like extra loud meows.
Ah.
Or extra loud purrs, I guess would be more accurate. Or like thunder. But yeah, because you do hear about, you know, some of these high functioning autistics that do really, really well in certain jobs and styles of life.
Yeah,
But
that
they
is
don't
true.
they don't lead a normal lifestyle, but it's not exactly right to call it like wrong, like they're broken.
Yeah, well, low level autism, what used to be called Asperger's syndrome. I mean, those people are pretty indistinguishable from someone who does not have it. And then the medium and high intensity people that are on the autism spectrum, like if you're like really high, if you score really high on the autism scale, you're probably not functionable. But the medium to high categories, those are the sorts of people that you see that are like the savants, that are amazing artists or math people
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, that's where all those stories come from.
I was just thinking that taken literally, Asperger's sounds terrible.
It does. It does sound real bad. I wonder if that's why they changed the name. I've never thought about that before, but Asperger's.
It's like, oh, you gonna have some hamburger? Nah, I'm eating Asperger. Oh man.
What PS2 games are considered the most overrated? Going back to that discussion.
Gran Turismo.
I really like the Gran Turismo series, but not for any of the reasons anyone else likes Gran Turismo. I just like B-Spec mode. I don't want to drive the car, I just want to manage the racing team.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's cool, I guess. But yeah, PlayStation 2 games, I don't know a ton of them since I never owned a PS2.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't own most consoles, but I did end up buying a modded PlayStation 1.
Nice.
Really only just to play DDR, but that's what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah.
That's also how I ended up with a DualShock 2 controller. And a PC adapter for PlayStation controllers. Which, yeah, I have fond memories of playing GTA Vice City on the controller. Spring break. 1 year.
I loved Vice City.
Yeah, Vice City is probably my favorite GTA, at least in my memories.
Yeah.
Certain things were really, 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 really irritating about it. Like how it would despawn anything that wasn't in your view. Like, oh, get out of your car, turn around, turn back, and it's gone.
And it's
like,
gone.
what the freaking hell?
Yeah. I remember
You know,
that.
and the fact that the draw distance on like other NPCs and cars and enemies was like about 3 millimeters from your face. So it's like, oh, here's a sniper rifle, but we're not going to give you any targets that are far away enough to use it effectively.
Yeah. I think Vice City is my favorite in memory. If I went back and played it now, I'd probably be like, oh god, this is awful. But not because it was bad, just Grand Theft Auto itself has come so far.
Yeah, but one thing I think hasn't really matched up to it is just the style of writing and the vibe that it gave off. Like, I absolutely loved the dialogue in GTA Vice City.
Yeah, I did too.
Dumb Florida morons. I mean, like, all the characters and the stuff they say, it was just amazing.
I think it had the best soundtrack too.
Yeah. It was really good. I mean, given that they kind of remade San Andreas with GTA 5, I kind of hope they make Vice City over again. Be like, here's like a modern take on Vice City, you know, like 70s Miami or whatever.
Yeah. Man, I really want to play 5 now. I hope it goes on sale for at least half off.
It does, or it gets close. It'll go on sale for 30 or 35.
I'd be happy to pay that for it.
Which is okay. The online aspect is annoying because they like really, really, really want you to buy shark cards. And they've learned from free-to-play just dial the screws in perfectly.
Yeah, they'll just have to get over that with me. Unless like their package comes with a shark card, I don't ever spend money on games that I have to buy.
Yeah, no, it's generally a bad system.
You know what? I should have went with one of my ground attack aircraft to start off.
That seems War Thunder drew in the crowds today.
Yeah. Rage hates War Thunder at this point. He gets so salty at it. So he didn't come tonight. And I don't know where Ghost and Spaceman are. Usually they come play War Thunder.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I thought I saw him online.
Ghost may have his kid today, this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, Spaceman was in away mode, so I guess he just left his computer on. And then Ghost had Fallout Shelter up, but I mean, that doesn't mean he's actually playing.
What day?
Yeah, no, I've kind of been a little bit burnt out on War Thunder.
I like to play it every once in a while. I like to go back and play pretty much all these games at least every once in a while. Ah, my pilot's blacked out.
Really? 13, 14 Gs? Yeah. I just pulled up the Twitch stream because I was like, I wonder what you're actually doing in the game. Granted, that was probably like 20 seconds ago, but I was like, yeah, that's unrealistic G-load. But yeah, I don't know, the grind and the way that there's the collision. The way that they do the grind and the leveling, like you start out with an aircraft and it's like, oh, we're gonna like rape you because of the tiers and the systems, and like, oh, you're in a new aircraft and you haven't upgraded all the stuff, so you're gonna be like super behind the curve and like get wrecked constantly as you grind your way up to an equipped aircraft. You know, it's like, oh man, like early on it's not so bad, but later on you're just like, fucking A.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at that level where it's like right there on the line. Most of the time I'm in the sweet spot, and then every once in a while I get screwed over, But
I mean, it's like you kind of have to like get a lineup of aircraft and and pilots that are like trained up on certain things and leveled so that you're not like, oh, you bring this like one aircraft in and then the rest of your backups are garbage.
Yeah,
Which I guess is an advantage to the realistic mode. It's like you can like bring your one plane and then if you die then leave and start a mission with another aircraft until you're done.
Yeah, everyone says that the realistic mode is like the best way to play, and it's a lot more fair that way, but I just don't want to. I like respawning and having unlimited ammo.
Yeah, the unlimited ammo thing is nice, and the respawning is kind of cool, but I mean, the biggest problem with not being able to respawn is playing with other people. Because, you know, if you can just go and like quit out and like start a new game right away, then that's not so bad. But if you're like playing with other people and they're in the game for like another 15 minutes, that kind of sucks. Not being able to respawn and do something.
Yeah. I need to find a first-person shooter to play.
I think it'd be cool to go back to Borderlands 2.
I would
At
love to
least
play Borderlands 2 with some people.
Really good with VGL people.
Do you have
Just-
Borderlands 2?
Oh yeah, I've got Borderlands 2.
Sweet.
I've never played it, but
It goes on sale for super cheap these days too, so like you could pick up like the complete edition for like $6 or $8.
I think I got the complete edition for $10 like 2 years ago, so it's got to be cheaper than that now.
That's what I mean. It's like it goes on sale fairly frequently for really good.
I would love to play Borderlands 2 with some people. I didn't know anybody wanted to play it. Except for Ghost Shark, I've mentioned it to a couple of people, and they're like, eh. And then Rage is like, I don't want to play this game at all because he's.
I mean, I'm slightly burnt out on it a while ago, and like I tried playing the pre-sequel, and it just didn't grab me because I don't know if they like lost their writer or something, but it was like all of the amazing over-the-top charm of the first one was just kind of like missing.
Yeah, I put Borderlands 2 on the list as well because I wanted some people to get it who had either never played it before or maybe they owned it like on a console or something and it had been a few years. But I'd totally be down. I know Ghost Shark would be down too.
Because I still haven't gone through like the whole Tiny Tina DLC. Like I've done parts of it, but I never actually like did the whole thing.
I've never done any of the DLC. The
Oh my
only
God.
time I've ever actually beaten Borderlands 2, I bought it for Xbox 360 when it came out years ago, when I still was a pretty big console gamer. And I beat it, and I didn't get any of the DLC or anything.
Oh man, yeah, we're gonna have to do that game. That is so much fun. And the Tiny Tina DLC is
Excuse me.
freaking amazing. Like, have you looked into that at all?
No.
It's basically after, I think after Roland or somebody dies, or one of the characters that they're all like around like moping or whatever, and to like pass the time, they all like the main character people, like the NPC people, decide to play Dungeons and Dragons, and Tiny Tina GMs. And so like you're playing the game and like Tina's doing the voiceover and like other stuff, and like the world is changing around you. You know, she's like, oh, you know, it was blah blah blah, nice day, and they're like, what? That doesn't really make too much sense. And then she's like, it was dark and stormy, and it gets all like cloudy and shit. Like,
That sounds
It's-
amazing.
freaking awesome. So I really want to go through that whole campaign, but I mean, unless I want to play with random people, I have not been able to go through it. So
No, I'd be down. I would absolutely be down. Maybe that's what we'll do next Friday. Is we'll start, and I mean, I won't do it every Friday, but I would do some Monday nights and maybe Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights are kind of iffy because I edit the podcast that night. But Yeah, I would totally start. Might even start on Monday. Wait, what am I doing Monday? Nothing, I don't think. Okay, yeah. What do your other weeknights usually look like, Jim?
Weeknights are usually pretty consistent. I don't have anything normally blocking them.
Okay. I think you would be the most odd man out just because you're on the West Coast and all the rest of us are either East Coast or on Central Time.
Yeah, that would be the one disadvantage. Although if you give me enough of a heads up, I can possibly skip out of work a little bit early. But I'd kind of need to know a target time and stuff in advance.
Okay. Let me this weekend I'll make sure to get in touch with Ghost and anybody else who might have it and want to play. We'll definitely play next Friday. But if I can get a couple of people in, I would love to start Monday night. Just start playing. I really enjoy Borderlands, but it gets really boring when you're by yourself.
Oh, Borderlands 2 is one of those games where you can pretty much just join up with random people and have a really good time.
I hate playing with random people.
I do most of the time, but Borderlands 2, I had so much fun playing with random people when I finally decided to try that. Like, sure, like maybe like 1 in 5 games you join has like either idiots or people idling, but most people playing the game were pretty cool. So,
which class do you usually play, or do you prefer, or do you care?
I played a couple. I mean, I think I played one as a soldier, one as the that like mecha spawner, whatever the fuck class. I played one of the Siren. That was cool. I like that remote rezzing you can do. Pretty fun.
Yeah. About the only class I don't like, or the only character I don't like, is Zero, the ninja class or whatever his class is. I don't like that.
Never played him, the assassin, and I never played the psycho.
The Gunzerker. That guy.
I tried the Gunzerker. No, the psycho. He was a DLC class.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever played him. I've played, I think it's called the Mechromancer, the girl who can summon the mech.
Yep.
I've played her. She's pretty good. Soldier's usually my go-to, because I like the turret, and I like that he's kind of a support character.
Yeah,
I like doing support.
Soldier first, although the Siren is one of my favorite ones to play, simply because, well, I mean, the healing team playing aspect is cool, but I also got this class mod that, like, basically doubles your run speed or makes you run really fast when your shield's depleted. And then if you pair that with a Rough Rider shield, which has 0 shield but boosts your armor, you're in like turbo mode, and it turns it into like Quake/Unreal Tournament, where you can like zoom around and circle strafe, but you're like super vulnerable.
That's cool.
It's a lot of fun because you're just like super fast.
Oh, good. He shut up my engine.
Yeah, Borderlands 2, it looks like it's $40 for the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, it'll go on sale during this Steam sale. I mean, it's regularly $10 or less, even when it's not the big Steam sale, so... Are you out? Oh shit! I can't believe I just crashed into that plane. That was
No, I have a couple left.
terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Borderlands 2 is like the best co-op game ever made, or at least best co-op FPS.
Yeah, it looks like Phil has it. Kyle has it. Both of you, Ghost Shark. Caffeine has it. Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't have all the DLC, like all these minor packs they put out, but I've got at least most of the main ones. They put out a lot of skin packs. But yeah, it's like you have 27 friends who play Borderlands 2. It's like, yep.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. I just messaged Ghost on Steam. If he's not here, he'll see it later.
Oh, you've only logged 8 hours?
I haven't played it very much on PC. Like I said, I beat it all the way through on 360, but...
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I've got like easily another 100 hours logged before I bought the game. That was probably one of the last games I actually pirated.
Nice.
Because that was like back after I got back into PC gaming, which once I went over to 360 and got used to buying games, I kind of gave up on pirating because it was just too annoying. Except for this game, I can't remember why. I think because the other guys I played with had the pirate copy, and so we were able to play together doing like the fake LAN thing or something. And then we ended up just buying the game because we're having enough fun with it. And we wanted some of the updates, but... Because, yeah, it's like your uncle's got it. Who else? Drew. Yeah, obviously Ghost and Kyle. Caffeine. Yeah, Caffeine Rage has logged a lot of hours, so I can understand why he's a little bit burnt out.
Yeah, he did a Let's Play series in it at some point a couple of years ago. And I think the guy that he was doing the series with just like dropped off the face of the earth, so he had logged like a ton of hours, and then he was pissed off at that guy, and so it like all of that kind of piled into his feelings for the game, and he just refuses to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I don't necessarily blame him for that.
No, for sure. I mean, that...
Excuse me.
Oh my gosh. This is a great clip.
Seriously, I missed all of those?
I feel like War Thunder would be a much better single-player game.
There's some single-player missions to it. You have
Aren't they
to.
just training or?
No, there's actual missions that you have to do. There's single player. Well, I mean, you don't have to do them. You can do them to earn like bonus rewards and stuff.
Yeah.
You unlock them as you get other like badges and planes and stuff, because they're all tied to specific planes or
Yeah, that's
mission types or parameters.
definitely one thing I don't like about this game. How there's so much stuff that you have to like buy or earn that's all tied to the aircraft.
Yeah, my problem is like half of, not half, 80 to 90% of my Steam library is single player.
That sounds not like a problem to me.
Yeah, I mean most
It
of my
is
Steam.
if you want to play games with people.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying I like single player games quite a bit.
You know, of course, you know, some of the technically multiplayer games, so things like EU4, where I have a bajillion hours in.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this stuff. I'm like, DCS World, is that multiplayer?
I don't know.
I haven't really ever played it.
But yeah, most of my library is single player stuff too.
Yeah, we could try to get Imperion going.
Yeah.
I don't know how the performance is. I remember it was pretty bad for a lot of us when we were playing.
Do you
What
mean
game's that?
Do you mean Imperion or Space Engineers?
Imperion.
Okay, my performance in Imperion was pretty good. I didn't really have any problems, at least in single player.
I
never
think
tried
Rage had
multiplayer.
issues, but that was on his old video card or system. It looks like it's a really fun game. It's just, I tried playing a little bit, getting the basics down, and I was like, oh my god, I have to watch like YouTube tutorials to like just get started.
I got it figured out pretty good. When I stopped playing, I had just built my first ship with whatever their warp drive or hyperdrive was, to go to other planets in the system and make the trip to the moon really fast.
I was gonna say we could play Farming Simulator.
Is it multiplayer?
It is.
Which farming simulator, or are they all multiplayer?
They're all multiplayer. At least 15 and 17 are, and I think the earlier ones that plays. But yeah, the multiplayer is a little bit janky, in that there's kind of lag, according to some people. I played it a little bit before, but I haven't done it extensively. It's a little weird too, in that you can basically invite people to your game or make it public when you're playing, but if you want to run a dedicated server, you either have to buy like a hosted server, or you could buy a second copy of the game and run a server if you want to actually play in it.
That's stupid.
Which, yeah, it's kind of dumb. I can kind of see why they do it, but it's just a little irritating they don't have like a dedicated server executable you can run, you know, in parallel to your normal copy.
Well, actually, Empyrean did the same thing. I mean, they might have changed it now, but
But then again, I mean, the game, when it came out, it was $35, so it's not like a $60 game, so I can kind of forgive them.
playing terrible this round.
Oh, the Serious Sam games, those would be fun.
Are those multiplayer?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I've played Serious Sam before, too.
At least the first 1 and 2 are. I'm assuming 3 would be. Yeah, it was one of the first games I played. Probably the first one I played that everybody had their own individual loot pickups. So, like, if you're running by and there's, like, a gun or a first aid pack or whatever, like, you could pick it up, and then it's gone for you, but it's still available for me and anyone else. And if I pick it up, then I don't see it anymore, but anybody who hasn't picked it up still sees theirs. So you never had to, like, fight over shit. Which was really nice. Yeah, I've got Space Engineers. Never played it because I heard it kind of went shitty like every update was last.
Yeah, for a while there. I actually haven't played it in like 6 or 7 months, so who knows. But for the longest time, every update broke more things than it fixed. Like, I understand, sometimes when you fix something, you accidentally break something else. But it was constant.
Yeah. Oh, Torchlight 2. I haven't actually played that. That might be one for the list. Huh. When did I get Warhammer 40k?
Which Warhammer 40k?
Dawn of War, Game of the Year edition. Probably in some bundle.
Yep. Beginning of yeah, I have that. Yeah, I heard Dawn of War 3 is, like, atrocious.
Yeah, it doesn't
Because
entirely...
you know what you need in your RTS? A MOBA.
No, thank you.
A MOBA
Then-
RTS. Like
Yes.
Dota?
So, like, it is Dawn of War 3. It is this thing is it's a base building RTS, but you attack through lanes to the other base.
Oh, you know what? Halo Wars did that. Halo Wars 2. And most of the multiplayer maps have lanes. Not all of them, but most of them. Although, honestly, I didn't really think of it that way, as a MOBA, or MOBA-esque. But it totally did.
So, what do you mean about the lanes?
Lanes, like,
These are the only paths you can take to get to your opponent's base.
Oh, yeah, so it's like maps that aren't just completely open. There's like a central and a north and a south
Yeah.
route.
yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of games do that.
Yeah, but I don't really want that in my RTS. I mean, occasionally, sure.
I mean,
like,
a more varied map for an RTS is generally better, but it is kind of common for PS game day to have that sort of a general
But it's
layout.
like there's also what's it called? But it is like the lanes that you do attack in have feature. I think they have features and stuff that you have to attack on the way, type of thing. It just looks awful.
With the game?
Yeah. The first few games were pretty good. They aren't the most stable on Windows 7 or Windows 10, unfortunately.
Hmm. Bummer.
I forget which one it is that I own on Steam, but I liked it.
Dawn of War 1 Game of the Year edition.
Okay.
Yeah, neither of you guys have Dark Crusade. No one has Soulstorm. No one has Winter Assault. Few people have Dawn of War 2. Few people have Dawn of War 2. Yeah, the vast majority of the people, it's Dawn of War. By vast majority, I mean 5 people, and you and Caffeine are the only ones in the group that has it.
Yeah, I liked it. I played through the
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah, it was the Winter Assault one was pretty good expansion to it. Game purchase 2012.
Do you want to mix it up to tanks at all tonight, or do you care? You just want to
I
ride.
don't really care.
It's only been 90 minutes. I'm jonesing to get back to Starpoint Gemini Warlords. That game is so fun. I'm so, like, hooked.
Oh, that's that space one you were talking about on the podcast?
Yeah.
Starpoint Gemini Warlords.
It sounds fun, especially with like the Star Wars mods and Star Trek mods.
Yeah. I'm gonna play through the story before I go, like, too mod crazy. I've got a few mods that kind of rebalance stuff that is just ridiculous. But otherwise, I'm trying to get through it stock once.
Yeah, you know, I almost signed up for Humble Monthly to get Stellaris until I checked the Steam review page. And
it's not worth it.
And then everybody's like, yeah, this is a great game, except how you go to war is the worst fucking thing ever, and they're not fixing it. I was like, ooh, that sucks.
Oh, their Normandy 44 game, though. Steel Division Normandy 44. Don't have it, but I heard that's pretty good.
So Starpoint Gemini, is it like a 2D map or is it 3D?
What do you mean? Like, whenever you just pull up
Like,
the
is
map...
it actual 3D combat, or is it like still locked on a plane but it looks 3D?
No, it's 3D combat. The map that you interface with is, I mean, it's 2D, but actually
but that
playing...
makes sense, because Galactic Plane is, you know, roughly a plane,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yep, it's great. Also,
No,
it's
it looks pretty slick.
they do a great job too of like making it feel like space. Like half the time, I mean, there is like a right side up to structures and stuff, but you know, once you're out there in space, it doesn't matter. Like there is no up.
Yeah.
You can
What if I
align
told
yourself to
you
the galactic plane.
There is no up.
And I'm starting to get to the really, really fun part. because I got out of the shitty, well, not, I mean, they're not shitty, but out of the low power ships, and I got into my first sort of mid-tier vessel. So I don't get scared every time I get in combat. Dang it. I was doing good. Why'd you have to come do that? I think a game like that would be fun multiplayer. Any of those. It's not. I don't think.
I was going to say, it seems like the kind of game that would not really work as well. Because that's the kind of game where you spend like 30 hours building up your shit and then going to battle, and multiplayer would just not be the best. You know what might actually be really, really cool if they make it modernized-ish?
What?
Is, you remember Age of Empires Rise of Nations?
Yeah.
Where the best thing about that game is you could play co-op playing for the same team. So you could have like people managing like production and research, and then somebody like managing the war effort, or having like multiple people on different fronts. That's what I really liked, as opposed to like Age of Empires, which was great, but it was like trying to manage combat and your, you know, your base and your production and your research and everything was just like too much stuff for one person.
Yeah.
And so that would be kind of a fun game to dig up and play.
Which game was that?
Age of Empires Rise of Nations. It was kind of like the sequel to Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, it's older than time, but...
Didn't they remaster that game and release it a year or two ago on PC or on Steam?
They did
Age of Empires 2 is...
They did a quote-unquote HD version, but I don't know if they did much besides make it run on like modern-sized monitors and resolutions. I don't think they actually like updated the pixel art.
Yeah, I don't see Rise of Nations. You can tell how much I'm playing now.
Yeah. I would love to play a 4X space strategy game multiplayer with some people.
Oh, they released the extended edition apparently 2014 on Steam.
Yeah, I thought they did.
But I mean, it's very much like Age of Empires.
I want somebody to play Sword of the Stars with.
Oh my gosh, dude, the friggin' Age of Empires 2, like those Byzantine fast fire ships. Oh man.
I used to be really kick-ass at Age of Empires 2. At least among my friends. And
I used to be passable.
in college, we would play like every weekend. Because I had a legit...
Oh, Rise of Nations Extended Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, in library.
Oh, you have it?
I own it. I'm pretty sure I do anyways. But I had a LAN set up on the hall in my dorm. And we would all, like, every Friday and Saturday night would play Rise of Nations. Or not Rise of Nations, Age of Empires. And I got pretty good. Probably suck now, but
Yeah, I know it's funny. Like we were playing one of these games, and like me and my friend teamed up against one of my other friends and his friend. You know, a little 2-on-2, and we picked this map that was like two giant islands surrounded by water. So it was like, imagine the water like carving almost a figure 8 pattern, but it was very square.
yeah.
And given that it was like water, we're like, okay, we'll pick the Byzantines because that kicks ass. And they just picked regular other, you know, civilizations or whatever. And oh man, we absolutely dominated with the navies because by the time they realized they were on an island, it was too late. We had like big navies that were just going around crushing everything and destroying all their coastal stuff.
I always had my friend that whenever we played, we would always team up. Didn't matter. We just always teamed up. I love that. I remember the nights like everyone would be like, "Oh, you fuckers, you've teamed up again, didn't you? You're not even on the same team, but you're working together."
Oh, that's hilarious. So like you'd be on separate sides, but you'd actually just be working together.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, my friend Alex. He and I, we always worked together. Didn't matter.
True grows.
Yeah, does anybody want to buy Sword of the Stars?
What game?
Sword of the Stars. It's a 4X strategy game. Space 4X strategy game. I love it. I've wanted someone to play it with for years, but
Sword of the Stars, the Pit, or
in library.
Complete?
no, not the Pit. The Pit is like a little top-down roguelite game.
Sword of the Stars Complete Collection
Yeah,
in library.
nice. It is a complicated game to learn, but if you check it out and like it, I would love to play. I actually bought that game for Rage, like when it went on sale a while back. I was like, here's this game. Learn how to play it so we can be friends. And he's like, I hate this. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. Rage, Arthur, and Cube have it. It's the only friends I have that have it.
Yeah, I think I picked up some sort of deal a few years ago to pick up some Paradox games, and some non-Paradox games came along with it, and I think that was one of them.
Yep. It runs quite well on Windows 10 at 1080p, despite the fact that it's like 10 years old at this point. Still looks good too.
1200 frames a second.
Oh yeah, you get like 1,000,000 frames a second. It still looks really good because it comes from that era of sci-fi where everything was really angular, kind of by necessity. But that art style holds up.
Oh, why would anybody buy that?
Do any of you guys have the Homeworld Remastered Collection?
Yeah.
Nice. We should play some of that too.
I haven't played it in forever, but
Shit, I want to play that right now. You want to go play Homeworld, Cube?
yeah.
I haven't played it in
You'll
forever
probably
either,
beat
so
my ass, but
I don't know if
It's
that's
fine.
true.
as long as you don't mind, like, if I'm not that great at it.
Oh, I don't give a shit. It's been at least a year since I've played it.
Would that be co-op or adversarial?
Let's just do 1v1 adversarial.